Have you heard the story of Jesus?
We have heard that there are many people who have not.
So we would like to tell you what happened.
Jesus had been traveling throughout Israel, teaching the people in amazing ways, healing the sick, performing miracles, and giving hope. One particular day, he came to Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover.
Crowds of people were in the city, and when they heard that Jesus was coming, they grew excited and wished to make him their king.
People tossed their coats in the road and waved palm branches as Jesus passed by, riding a donkey. The crowd shouted, "Hosanna!
Hosanna! Hosanna! Hosanna!
That night, Jesus celebrated the Passover with his followers. They went into an upper room where the disciples had prepared a meal.
Jesus blessed the bread, broke it, and shared it with his followers.
He revealed that he would be betrayed by one of his closest friends, Judas, and this would be his last dinner. They sang a song.
Trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus, but to trust and obey.
And left for the garden.
Jesus prayed and cried out to God, his Father, in the garden. The disciples were going to pray with him, but they fell asleep.
Suddenly, soldiers surrounded them, and Judas, one of the disciples, kissed Jesus and betrayed him to the soldiers. The disciples scattered into the night.
Over the next long hours, Jesus was taken from one court to another and tormented. It was Pilate, the Roman ruler, who presented the people with a choice: a known robber, or Barabbas, or Jesus could go free. The people, who not long were worshiping him, cried out,
Crucify him! Crucify him!
Roman soldiers beat him, mocked him, and put a crown of thorns on his head. His body was torn and bleeding when they made him carry his own cross to Calvary.
The soldiers nailed his hands and feet to the cross and raised him up in the sky with a sign that said, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews."
Jesus continued to show his great compassion and love for mankind on the cross. He saved a thief on the cross and forgiving the men who killed him.
With a last great sigh, he hung his head and died.
The earth rumbled with an earthquake, and the sky clapped with thunder.
Jesus' body was taken down and buried by his followers who were heartbroken and lost.
But this is not the end of the story.
3 days later, in the early morning hours, an angel of the Lord appeared to the guards stationed outside. He rolled the giant stone placed in front of the tomb rolled away. When his followers came to the tomb, he said, "He is not here, for he is risen.
He's alive.
He's alive! He's alive!
He's alive!"
He's alive!
His followers were shocked to see an empty tomb, no longer after they saw Jesus himself.
Spent 40 days with him after his death. Many people saw him, ate with him, and touched him. They shouted to each other, "He is risen!
He is risen indeed!
He has risen."
He is risen indeed.
After that, he ascended with a promise to come back again.